There's another range of personalities, the Rajasic range. Okay, this range, this category of personality uh, contains people who are active. Now, these people, they are very active. They want to do things, they want to achieve, they are passionate, and they have goals. They are extremely hardworking workaholics. They'll go to any extent to achieve what they want. And I'm not saying this is wrong or this is bad. One very, very interesting concept is that there can be mixes of personalities. Sattva Rajasic, Rajo Sattvic. Okay, some person, say for example, let us consider Sato Rajasic. That means a person who is dominant in Sattvic, in balanced approach. There's a dominance. At the same time, he is also active. You know, he's also active. If you look at a purely Sattvic person, he will be probably a monk. He will be completely detached, balanced, probably a monk. Okay. But if you look at Sato Rajasic person, this person will have a lot of dominance, a balanced approach towards life, but he will also be very active. Okay, so this person can be a very noble, very magnanimous, and generous business person who achieves a lot in his life, but at the same time, he has this consciousness to contribute to humanity. So, there are different overlaps between these gunas as well. There are a lot of overlaps that form a huge range of personalities. In fact, there can also be a degree. Say, for example, 90% Sattvic, 10% Rajasic, or 80% Sattvic and 20% Rajasic and 10% Tamasic. So, all these things. These Rajasic people, they are very high achievers. If you look at Alexander, you know, Alexander, he wanted to conquer the world, and which was great idea, because he wanted to bring the world under one regime. And there's one very interesting story about Alexander, that when he was embarking on this world tour, world conquering tour, then his teacher Aristotle, he asked him that why you want to go on this world tour, and what are you going to do after you've achieved all this. What will you do after, say for example, you really become the king of all the lands, then what are you going to do? So Alexander said that it's my desire, and I, after conquering all the lands, I'll just sit and relax. And Aristotle gave a very interesting reply. He said, then why don't you just sit and relax right now? Because that is quite possible, right? Instead of doing all this, without doing all of this, sitting and relaxing is still possible. And a sattvic person will not go probably conquering all lands. He will just sit and relax. But a Rajo Sattvic person, Alexander was not an evil person, but he had a lot of dominance of Rajasic guna and Raja. Another very interesting word in Sanskrit, the Raja, it means king. So kings, they have this desire to be at the dominating position. They want to control things, the desire to control things, whereas is completely contrasting to the sattvic desire of observing things. You see, a person who's sattvic, he has a tendency not to control things. He doesn't have a desire to control things, but he has this very essential consciousness that things are unfolding, and he's in awe are all the things, amazing things, incredible things that are unfolding, and he is in the position of an observer, right? He doesn't want to be in control. He wants to be he wants to observe. Yeah. Whereas a Rajasic person, he wants to control. He wants to create, his own world. Okay. So that is Rajasic.